I want to talk about the breakdown of systems and how systems must break and where we are today in 2025, energetically and spiritually, what's happening as a human race. Towards the end of 2024, up until the beginning stages, the first week or so that is happening of January 2025, we're starting to see a slow breakdown of systems. And I want to talk about this on a deeper psychological, spiritual level. We as human beings depend so greatly on systems. The idea of an endless void of undefinable truths that are constant and multifaceted, we can't handle it as a human being. Our whole existence and what we're built on our frontal lobe brain, the part of us, the logical part of us that is overpronounced of logically trying to make sense of many things, is what causes us to build systems. We are like ants constantly working underneath the surface, building tunnels for ourselves to figure things out. And the spiritual message that I got from meditation and with my guides and with my angels and with God during deep meditation was that systems must break. There is nothing wrong with creating systems at all. But when they are built so on top of each other to the point of where they are so encroaching that they suffocate the human soul, it is a mechanism that cannot last. It's not sustainable. And what we're seeing right now in 2025 is that systems are slowly breaking, and it's a danger when the human experience is you self-identifying with the systems that you've created to yourselves to give you a false sense of security, a false sense of normalcy, whether the normalcy is causing you depression. Systems based off of societal repackaging of lives, of identities, of ideas that are really not authentically connected to your soul or to your spirit, because it's easier to organize and create systems rather than to actually live and to authentically live. Why do we do this as a society? Why do we create systems? It's because we don't feel safe with our own soul. We don't want to face it. We think we're better watered down or diluted by filtering who we are into more marketable brands of a system. What do those systems look like? The house, the kids, the home, the way you dress, the way it needs to be easily marketed for an internet identity, the government, the way that the environment is established, the abuse of power, Hollywood, celebrity culture. All of these are systems that are encroaching upon what it means to be human. And it's like duct tape being latched together for a make-do experience, a makeshift will do this is good enough experience. This is the energy update for 2025, and for those who are intuitive enough to see it and can see that human nature has gone on for decades building systems in order to convince themselves that they are in control, that they got it together, that they know what they're doing. And there's been a mass purging of false systems that were set up to fail to begin with. They had a time limit, an expiration date. Systems are a form of convincing us as a human species that we know what we're doing, that we know how to control life, and that we figured it out. And what's happening in the past couple of weeks, closing out 2024 into the next couple of days of 2025, is that you'll slowly start to see these systems crumbling, and that it's a big humbling experience to understand that no matter how much we've accumulated with wealth, with the identity that we project online, with profiting off of that false identity, all of that is crumbling. And even though a lot of people are experiencing a deep a deep upheaval, and almost as if everything is being ripped from them and everything that they thought they knew and organized it to be has been completely washed away, or it's slowly falling to the ground. I can't help but beg and wonder if the spirit and the soul in them that has been asleep for so long is actually relieved. You know, you're seeing it on a grand scale with the rest of the world, but it'll continue for the next couple of weeks of January, where there think chaos and a breaking down of systems has to happen first before something new can be rebuilt. We as a human society, I think we have ourselves convinced that we can market anything, we can project anything. Even this app alone is a projection of ideas that you can create for yourself. But how authentic is that? Do you even know what authenticity feels like? I'll give you a hint. You don't know, you know that you're not fully being authentic when the systems that you created so painstakingly is not giving you self-fulfillment. It's spiritually not registering. You're just performing. You're just being. You're just part of the fray of constant information just being projected out there in this portal of the internet that ends up breeding more anxiety to keep up with every trend that you don't even know your own life or your own soul's vibration or your soul's longing or your soul's calling for personal fulfillment. We're too busy as a society creating the illusion that we know what we're doing. The food halls, the clothing get ready with me's, to like the makeup tutorials. We don't really need another one. It's become fodder. It's become oversaturated. It's become numbing. And I think we as a society, we as a human existence, we need to experience systems falling for us to know our humanity, to remember what our soul actually feels like. And I feel like the beginning of this year, as an energetic collective in the spiritual community, we talk about this, like the systems that we built are like Jenga towers. We will watch it fall. And the people who have identified so greatly with these systems are going to have a bit of a breakdown before they actually realize that it's them that really matters more than what they've created. And those that have too much self-identified with these systems will will be forced to face their soul for, if not the first time in their life. You know, it's very daunting and it's very jarring, but I encourage you to take a breath and let anything that you can't control anymore fall away. Because that's the biggest lesson here. That's the biggest experience here for why these systems must fall. Don't attach to something that you've created, because you are the creation itself. And let these systems fall. We'll see what happens next in the next couple of weeks, but the prediction is that there's more systems of falsity that are going to be revealed, and that the people who've created them and so much as self-identified too greatly to them will also have to have a breakdown before they can get built back up. Some won't even survive the breakdown of a system because they needed it so much to continue to feel safe, as to continue to project an image that they needed to happen for themselves, or they don't know who they are. So these are some things that I've gotten from the energy update of 2025.